First of all, I want to make the point that the flag bearer and leader of the ruling New Patriotic Party, Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, needs urgent free education on the 24-hour economy strategy from Dr. Boye. Let me commend Boye for being objective. Let me commend Boye for commending and lauding the right policy. And very, very important. Outcome.
Whenever I say my PENDREAM TV there, I see them yupo.
So I've written here definition. I've tried to segment the discussion. So what's the definition for the 24-hour? As we've heard from my brother Sammy, they want 3 8-hour shifts. Is that also? So that at some areas or some sectors, so that we know that we are doing 24 hours. They want companies to run for as long as possible. But let me start my intro today with a write-up from Manasseh. I don't know, I think I said it here, I don't know what I remember. Manasseh is one of the people that I am careful to go at, no matter what he writes. And you know why? It's because I've followed him for some time. Anyone who is not materialistic, I cherish those people. I've dealt with him, I've realized that he is not those people who look for worldly things. Doc. And so, although it's not perfect, there are things he writes, even in this write-up, there are sections that I don't agree completely. He's someone who expresses, he's one of the few people in this country who expresses frank thoughts. Doc. See what he said? He said, nobody with his or her sanity intact will suggest that they run 24 hours because of a presidential policy. The public sector wage bill is already reported to be responsible for swallowing more than 60% of our annual income, national income. Not even the passport office, with these long queues and backlogs, will operate 24 hours. The problems of inefficiency and poor management and constant shortage of booklets for operating passports do not need a 24-hour shift to fix. He's not saying it cannot happen. You see, he's trying to point to you some of the difficulties that will make it difficult. He said, commuter vehicles at Tema Station will stop working at the same time they stop working now. And the thousands of homeless young, mostly female health porters from northern Ghana would assume their rent-free tenancy of the vast space for the night, and that won't count as 24 hours. In Accra, Newtown, the printing presses that have 24-hour shifts, based on availability of jobs, will continue to do so. Those that don't have jobs won't even be able to complete their 8-hour day shifts. Look, what is Manasseh trying to tell us? Before President Akufo-Addo became president, there are segments of our economy that ran 24 hours. The airport is a classical one. No airport runs 12 hours. Look,
no international airport.
Yes, no international airport runs 12 hours. The harbor, even before NPS, it's not like when you go to the harbor at 8, all of them go home. When you enter, even if they've closed the main gate, when you enter, there are containers being moved and all that. There are places that run 12 hours. Because of the demand, the number of things that pass through the harbor, the service goes on because the demand is there. Takoradi, if you check with those who do imports, the activities that go on Takoradi does not match Tema. So the day their demand will reach Tema, if they are doing 12 hours, they will start moving into the 24-hour duty. So before Akufo-Addo became president, you had some segments of Ghana's economy doing 24 hours. When Nana became president, those people didn't stop, like the way Manasseh is saying. Rather, the efforts of the Akufo-Addo government is to make sure that you have more of those segments, so that it will create opportunities. Now, when Dr. Bawumia started talking about all these digitization drive and all that, a closed ecosystem which allows for 24-hour service online makes businesses run even when their owners are asleep, or makes businesses run even when there are no physical people at their desk. So, a classic example, I have a friend who wanted to travel, and the friend was like, Doc, he wanted some products, and I wanted to send my guys to go and get a product. And someone prompted me, oh, don't go online. When I checked online, all the products had been advertised. That was around 10 p.m. in the office yesterday night. Manche, just the contact, 1-2 emails, all the products being delivered this morning at 8. So the owners were asleep, but their IT infrastructure, the ecosystem they fell into, allowed for activities to happen. Look, modernization always comes with more activities or 24-hour activities as a byproduct or an aftermath. I have heard people who say that, oh, if SNIT, come on, simple analogy, if SNIT has a staff of 4,000 and they close at 5, oh, but catch a 7, make over training from 7 to tomorrow morning. So that instead of 5,000, they will employ 10,000. Those people mean well. They are looking at solving a big problem, which is unemployment, doc. But that's why I heard somewhere, I don't know whether you can help me. Apparently, someone said somewhere that anyone who wants to lead a nation must know some basic economics. On the surface, it looks like this is a wonderful idea. But an economist will bring your mind to a wage bill, doc, and show you that if you are coming in the night, what you raise as a revenue must be able to shoulder that wage bill, because your wage bill will be twice. And that if the evening service will not come and double what you are getting, you have to be careful to employ the same set again. So I know where this 24-hour thing is coming from, because I've heard snippets of the conversation. It has to do with this analogy that if the courts can work after 5 from 8 p.m. to the next day, then if there are 4,000 people in the judiciary service, we can do 8,000. That is a noble, and the intent is noble.
Your 8,000 figure is just hypothetical. But those on 9 shifts need not be the same as those on 9 shifts.
But the point I'm making is that the idea is that.
Let me just take notes.
Yes, the idea is that if it's not even 4,000, you will take some people again. Doc.
Yes.
Exactly so. So the point I'm making here is that it is the economics that will tell you, come into the details. And Doc, as for because of a PhD, you understand, even when you have a business, after they do modeling for you, they will tell you if you go on this route, it will not be sustainable. You work for 5 years, it will go bust. If you go that route, it is possible to be sustainable. So it is the details that will bring confidence in the practicability of the proposal being made. But I've reminded all viewers that you have some percentage of night activity or 24 hours system in most economies, including Ghana. Every government's project is supposed to improve the percentage. So assuming before Akufo-Addo became president, it was 2% of our economy that was caught up in this 24-hour. Progressively, everybody must work hard to push it into bigger. And I'm happy what Sammy gave me has stated the percentages in some countries, Doc. He said United Kingdom has 19%. Germany has 12%, and France has 7%. So even in, and sometimes it's not only about capacity and efficiency, culture is also part. That's why France is lagging behind. There are countries where they will go like, we have to sleep and all that. And by the way, Doc, when you go to Germany, they don't, those working don't, what's the word? They don't work 60 hours. They also sleep 60 hours like us. How do you call it? They work 8 hours, and the 16 is for other things. What makes them prosperous is that there is a demand for products that they are involved in, which makes other people in their population go to work in the night. Don't you understand? It's not the same person working 16 hours. Now, what are the considerations? What are the things you have to consider or ask questions about if you want to see how well someone can push you fast into greater percentages? Now I'm using percentages because, like I said, when Jerry Rawlings was president, we had some night economy. When Atamis was there, the discussion is to propel us into the European percentages. Doc, what are the considerations? The first one is demand. It's the first one. So when you go to Nestle, my friend from class 1, Kobe worked with Nestle. He's now stopped. When Kobe started working at Nestle, sometimes he call me at 12 a.m. You're planted me. Nestle works 24/7. They have 3 shifts. Look, why are they working 24/7? Because the ideal milk and the things you consume, the market is there. In fact, if for any reason let me give a hypothetical scenario. If there is some pathogens found in any of Nestle's products, ideal milk, and it kills 1 or 2 people, doc, and for some reason nobody goes for ideal milk, the plant that is producing ideal milk may shut down, doc. Although they have staff and they have the infrastructure, immediately the market is threatened, you go back. In the same way, if Nestle were producing 24 hours, and even with that they cannot meet the demand, Manche, you know what they will do? They will invest into another plant. So really, I mean, the 24-hour thing is not some mythical or mystical concept. It is only a product of a lot of efficiency as a state. And once you are efficient, you are going to get there. And like I said, I remember when Dr. Bawumia and Osafo Mafo, I remember they were some of the champions of this paperless sport. We had a few people who came on Asempa. Oh, yeah, one sure, our job will be threatened. I mean, this is not good for us. No. Finally, when the paperless came, one agent who deals in cars, Parkofi, one of my guys in the constituency, he said, Doctor, paperless, at 1 a.m. you can wake up. You work on all documents that you have to work on. When you get to the port, they have apparently 1 or 2 procedures, you are gone. So, Doc, it is the infrastructure, the environment that will give birth to all these 24-hour things we're talking about. But there are, Doc, you always have opportunities everywhere in the world, including Ghana. People must take advantage of these opportunities to meet a particular need, and then through the process, they create, business or opportunities for all of us. So, for example, if we are told that billions of dollars of tomato paste, Manche, is imported into this country, not billions of cedis, only one product, tomato. It tells you there is an opportunity there for us as a nation. First of all, to block that pressure on our currency. And secondly of all, to feed the rest of Africa who are also like us, who don't joke with our tomato, Doc. These are the discussions that will make you know that as a Ghanaian, you are just about to experience a transformation in our lives. And so it is the details in the policy. Now, if someone wants to handle the tomato problem, what are some of the challenges? Assuming you have the idea, access to credit, Doc. You need money. It's not small money. First of all, you look at the chain. You want to access land. Doc, what is our land issues like? You see, if this country wants to transform and get to the place where now people are working the tomato, there is a chain. In this country, I have met people in Germany, in the States, Doc, they brought money to Ghana, they left land. You get land, 3-4 families come. Oh, what you paid was for my brother led. Me too, I'm part of the family. A country that still has lands given off by small families. And when you take from one family, there is no assurance that nobody will show up, Doc. We are 100 years behind those we are trying to emulate in terms of 24 hours economy. One of my pastors in Germany, Dr. Lamte, he came to build in Winneba also. Doc, he got to roof level. He said when he got to roof, someone came and said, look, this is my land. He told himself, I'm never stepping back in this country. Close to 30 years, he's not come back to this place. We have basic fundamental. Look, you need someone who will say that it's radical. Germany, if you go to US, who told you in US you have to go and see a family in their home to buy land? Look, so these are serious matters. What is the cost of credit in Ghana now? Loan. If we want to transform this country, we should stop fooling ourselves. These are the serious issues. If because of inflation, because of the rate of your central bank policy, I don't want to do too many go back and all that. But before Ekufado now and all that, average lending rates have always been above 20%. Other countries are doing 3-4. How can you compete? Let me now move from access to credit. Let's assume even you've jumped ahead, Manche, you've gotten a credit. You want to bring machinery. Recently, I heard that some members of our friends in opposition said, waiver make Manche, no. Waiver for some companies. Look, I've read a book on South Korea. Their situation was similar to us in the 50s. after the Korean War, Doc. Their people, the level of illiteracy, Doc, almost everything they say. Read about their General Park, the leader who transformed South Korea, Doc. Deliberate policy. For 5 years, they make a law that says that this is the tomato value chain law, Doc. The country invests in scientists to research on the seeds to plant. Manche. Seeds to plant. Why the seeds? The kind of seed you plant is what determines whether they will buy the Burkina tomato or the Ghana tomato. Manche. Basics. So the researcher becomes your first target. He gives you 3 different breeds of seeds. And then access to land. You go and plant, Manche. The first thing that will follow is the road from the tomato farms to the place where you are going to have your factories that will add value. Doc. Deliberate policy. So that if your government has budget for roads, you don't just go anywhere doing roads. You connect the farm to the city. And when the factory is now done processing the tomato, it is also connected to the harbor. When you put these things in place, you don't need to declare 24-hour economy. You see it unfolding before your eyes. Look, I'm waiting for leaders who will start putting on these. These things will get some of us excited. The details. Why can't we have one railway? Doc, Manche, what you are Doc, you leave the whole Ghana. I feel come from Jasga to Kumasi. Doc, where you can go at 12 a.m. You stand at the track where you enter the train. And when you enter, Doc, in Nigeria and Kenya, they've done some connecting some cities. I'm talking modern coach. Doc, only one. And the chain of people who work in this, who works at a railway, one that is modernized and goes home at 5 p.m. Manche. Look, we can choose. Let's choose the sectors. Choose tomato if you want. Look, Ukraine, Doc. See Ukraine, where these countries, they feed half of the world with grains. Abele, Doc, Abele. Why can't we say that Ghana, in the next 5 years, we would chase Ukraine out of that position? I hope you get what I'm saying, Manche. So, these are the details. Sammy, excite me with these details. Tell me sectors and places where you want to do some deliberate investments, government intervention, creating an environment. Look, we want this country to be better off. Before Akufo-Addo became president, this point is very necessary, Doc. The biggest problem in this country, when Mahama was there, before Nana became president, was unemployment. It was a national security risk. In fact, that's why our manifesto focused on jobs. If today, Sammy tells me the biggest problem is still unemployment, and fortunately, it's still GM who is coming, then these details are necessary. Let's have the discussions so that it will bring some confidence that the problem which existed before Nana, assuming that is still there, this time something is about to happen which will lead us there. I am not a kind who will say that a policy is not possible. No. I mean, I don't work in that realm. Everything that you think of is possible. It is the details that will give me confidence. Look, I want to see that. And it's sad that in this country, look, I've written the couple of things. No country transformed without educating most of its people. South Korea, the literacy was around, it was less than 10%. Through deliberate government policy, everybody must go to school. So these are the things that we need. Who are our partners? Sammy talked about education. The church, the clergy, how well are we using them? South Korea went to the villages. What they did was that they made districts and villages compete against each other. They will give all of you money and see who uses their money well. When you don't use your money well, they don't give you again. And then they started competing. Everybody must get involved from the hamlets. Manche, 24-hour economy has existed in some form, percentage. Maybe let's say it's 1%. Anybody who says we can take it to 80% is not dreaming, it's possible. But it is the details that will show how fast we move. And for me, let me make it.
So it's not a bad idea.
Oh, Doc, for me, even under this government, maybe I suspect the one who says it's a bad idea look too much at the one who was saying it. Manche,
then if you look at the one who said that, then you probably will have to declare. Okay, I get you.
You know, so, and that's why sometimes the details is important. If you just look at, who said the policy and all that, I mean, the point is that it is a byproduct or an aftermath of transformation. And this, one thing I'm happy about is that when we started talking about this ecosystem of connecting the bank to a wallet and all that, people thought, oh, Mo, you are worrying us and all that. But this ecosystem is now allowing more people, even small businesses, to operate when they are asleep. You can pay them and all that. So, tell Sammy that.
He's seated by you.
Oh, but Educ, no one in tion.
All right.
Let him know that.
I tell you because
Yes. You see, value addition, like I said.
I thought you were done.
Okay.
No, go on.
Oh, Doc.
Thank you for coming to my aid. So, I think bottom line is that the sectors and the specifics, you see, would be helpful so that the confidence can come. As we speak, the confidence level in the 24 economy is low because the specifics have not emerged. And we, on our side, are arguing that some of the things we put in place is more or less creating an environment to allow for more of the 24-hour economy. And by the way, if anybody tells you in London or in UK, all of them, the levels of 24-hour economy is the same, it's not true. There are villages also in Germany. I have visited a village in Stuttgart before. When you get there, most of them sleep at 7, 8. But when you come to Allianz Arena, life is 24/7. So anytime you have a lot of investment and infrastructure and the demand, like right now, my people tell me the AstroTurf, Manchester, I'm a war. Apparently they play up to 5 a.m. in the morning. So one gentleman saw me and said,
do you realize that by doing that you have induced demand?
So that's the talk about investments.
So you see that by doing that you have induced the demand.
No, but one thing too, the truth also is that there are some demands you cannot necessarily, some you can induce. Yeah. There are some you can place. In fact, if you go and Keteshi, you go and build a golf course. Even the MP, the incoming MP cannot play.
You will be shocked. You've forgotten that people like Sammy, Gyamfi and others now live some 5 minutes from there.
Even Sammy doesn't know how to play golf. Only JM and a few people in your channel. You know, so Doc, let's create the environment and we'll get there.
First of all, I want to make the point that the flag bearer and leader of the ruling New Patriotic Party, Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, needs urgent free education on the 24-hour economy strategy from Dr. Boye. He will do himself a lot of good. He invited Dr. Boye to take him through the policy and to help him understand the policy. Because clearly, listening to Dr. Boye, it shows that this is a serious mind who understands what a 24-hour economy is all about.
The man has primaries in 48 hours. Don't create enemies for him.
Boye, I'm sorry, but the truth has to be stated. You see, on a serious note,
yes,
the net effect of what Dr. Boye has said is this: a 24-hour economy is good. A 24-hour economy is possible. A 24-hour economy is already be in operation at a certain level, but it can be improved if certain things are in place. He's spoken about efficiency. He's spoken about infrastructure. He has spoken about demand, which he says may already be in existence or can be induced. When you ask him a question about the inducement of demand, he answered in the affirmative. So this is Dr. Boye telling you that John Mahama's 24-hour economy is laudable, it is possible, may even exist at a certain level, but we need certain things. And more importantly, what even is exciting about what he said.
His opponents has got in touch with
you. Doc, I'm just reporting, what he said. And if the portals and the newspapers are listening to me, you need this video. This video must go. And Annie, when we finish this program, get us this video. This video, we need it. Dr. Bawumia must see this. This whole thing about 24-hour economy will not give us time to sleep with our wives, and our wives will cheat on us. This whole thing about 24-hour economy doesn't make sense, and chop bars are already operating 24-hour economy. All that. Dr. Okuboy is telling you.
Says I should ask you if you've heard your senior at the bar on the 24
no.
about witches and...
I heard it somewhere on social media. Did he really say that? You know, I mean, pathetic, ridiculous justifications or even like arguments just to discredit a laudable policy. But let me commend Okuboy for being objective. Let me commend Okuboy for commending and lauding the right policy. Very, very, very important. How come they